Hello everyone, and welcome to the WiliansTopsTV community. I'm your host, and I'm excited to take you on a tour of the most beautiful cemeteries in Europe. So get ready to explore together and discover the beauty behind these amazing cemeteries. Let's get started! Père Lachaise Cemetery, located in the heart of Paris, is a landmark that attracts visitors from all over the world. Founded in 1804, this historic cemetery is the largest in Paris and one of the most visited on the planet. What makes Père Lachaise so special is its impressive collection of tombs and monuments, which serve as the final home of some of history's most influential figures. Among the illustrious residents are world-renowned philosophers, writers, musicians, politicians, and artists. From legendary rocker Jim Morrison to literary genius Oscar Wilde to composers Gioacchino Rossini and Georges Bizet, as well as philosopher Jean-François Lyotard, Père Lachaise Cemetery is home to an incredible diversity of talent and personalities. Each tomb and mausoleum tells a unique story, reflecting the life and accomplishments of the deceased. Visitors can stroll among the serene tree-lined avenues and admire the variety of architectural and sculptural styles that adorn the cemetery. From the imposing statues to the delicate funerary monuments, every corner of Père Lachaise breathes history and art. In addition to being a place of eternal rest, the cemetery is also a popular tourist destination, where history, culture, and music buffs can pay homage to their idols and explore the most fascinating corners of Paris. Whether to contemplate the tombstones of famous figures or simply to enjoy a stroll among the tranquil beauty of the site, Père Lachaise offers an unforgettable experience for all who visit. The Glasgow Necropolis is a Victorian-era cemetery and is notable for being the first garden cemetery in England. These types of cemeteries, which include green areas and are often converted into parks, have become very popular in recent decades. They have become ideal places to stroll and enjoy the natural environment, which has encouraged the emergence of a new trend known as necrotourism. The Glasgow Necropolis is in a privileged location on an elevated hill, making it one of the most beautiful viewpoints in Scotland's largest city. From this point, a breathtaking view of the cathedral can be enjoyed, adding significant aesthetic and cultural value to the visit. The Monumental Cemetery of Milan is a place that, rather than looking like a typical necropolis, gives the feeling of an open-air museum. It was built in 1866 with the aim of unifying and replacing the small and often unhealthy cemeteries that existed in the city until then. This cemetery has become a work of art in itself, as it is full of sculptures, temples, and obelisks. Strolling through the Monumental Cemetery, visitors can admire an impressive collection of funerary monuments that have been created by some of the most renowned Italian artists. The elaborate tombs and mausoleums not only commemorate the deceased, but also reflect the rich history and culture of Milan. The sculptures and structures vary in style from neoclassical to modernist, offering a visually stunning and diverse experience. In addition, the cemetery's design and orderly layout contribute to the feeling of being in a carefully planned and artistically conceived space. This makes the Monumental Cemetery a place of reflection, beauty, and serenity, where architecture and art come together to pay homage to those who have passed on, while offering visitors a unique and enriching environment to explore and appreciate. Mary Cemetery, located in the picturesque village of Sapana, in the region of Maramureș, Romania, is a unique gem in the world of cemeteries. What distinguishes it from other resting places is its peculiarity. The tombstones are not simple blocks of stone, but colorful works of art that look like something out of a fairy tale or an animated movie. Each tombstone is adorned with paintings that tell the story of the person lying beneath it, showing scenes from their life, their accomplishments, and their passions. These depictions range from everyday moments to important milestones in the lives of the departed, creating a vibrant vibrant and poignant portrait of those who once walked this earth. Mary Cemetery has become a popular tourist destination, not only for its uniqueness, but also for the beauty and originality of its artwork. Visitors can stroll among the gravestones and marvel at the artistic skills of the carvers and painters who created them, while reflecting on the life and death of those who rest in this special place. The Vyšehrad Monumental compound is one of the most famous sites in Prague. This historical complex includes a fortress, a park, a neo-Gothic church, and a cemetery known for its beauty and cultural significance. The fortress, located on a hill overlooking the Vltava River, offers breathtaking panoramic views of the city. The park, with its well-kept paths and gardens, is ideal for strolling and relaxing. The Church of St. Peter and Paul, with its neo-Gothic architecture, is a highlight for its beauty and historical significance. The Vyšehrad Cemetery houses the graves of many illustrious Czech artists, scientists, and politicians, and is considered one of the most beautiful in Europe. Within this cemetery is the Slavin, an impressive pantheon where many of these important personalities rest, reflecting the rich cultural and scientific heritage of the Czech nation. Before we continue, don't forget to like and subscribe. We also invite you to activate the notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Kilmacduagh Cemetery is located next to the monastery of the same name in County Galway, Ireland. This monastic complex has origins dating back to the 7th century, making it a place of great historical and cultural significance. The site includes a medieval Irish tower, the ruins of a cathedral, and an ancient cemetery. The medieval tower is a prominent structure in the complex. These towers were typical of Irish monastic architecture and served as a shelter and bell tower. The Kilmacduagh Tower is remarkable for its height and good state of preservation, offering a window into the past and into medieval Irish architecture. The ruins of the cathedral add a sense of majesty and reverence to the site. Although largely demolished, the structure still reflects the religious importance it once held. Walking among its remains allows visitors to imagine the grandeur of the cathedral in its heyday. The English Cemetery in Florence is a place of great historical and cultural significance. It was built in the 19th century to serve as a burial place for the Protestant European immigrants who arrived in the city, since they could not be buried in the traditional Catholic cemeteries. This cemetery houses the tombs of many writers and artists, one of the most notable being that of the English poet Elizabeth Barrett Browning. Her funerary monument is considered a true work of art, standing out for its expressiveness and refinement. The Romanesque-style sculptures that adorn the gravestones of the cemetery are outstanding examples of the funerary sculpture of the time, with intricate details and emotive representations that reflect the feelings and spirit of Romanticism. The Englishman's Cemetery is more than a place of eternal rest, it is a tourist attraction in its own right. The tombstones and monuments, with their elaborate sculptures and artistic details, attract visitors from all over the world interested in history, literature, and art. Strolling through the cemetery is like walking through an open-air museum, where each tomb tells a story and each sculpture offers a window into the past. In addition to its artistic and cultural value, the cemetery offers a peaceful and contemplative atmosphere. Situated on a hill, it provides panoramic views of Florence, adding an element of natural beauty to the experience. St. Peter's Cemetery in Salzburg is undoubtedly one of the most beautiful cemeteries in Europe, and also one of the oldest in the world. This historic cemetery has its origins in the early days of Christianity, giving it an atmosphere of deep history and reverence. The tombs and crypts of St. Peter's Cemetery are arranged around the Gothic Margarethenkappel Chapel, a building that in itself is an architectural gem. The chapel, with its Gothic details and antiquity, adds an air of majesty and solemnity to the surroundings. The cemetery is the final resting place of many important figures in Salzburg society. Among those buried here are aristocrats, artists, musicians, and notable citizens who have left their mark on the city's history. The tombstones and mausoleums are richly decorated, with inscriptions and sculptures that tell the stories of these personalities and reflect the funerary art of various eras. The Almudena Cemetery is one of the most emblematic cemeteries in Madrid, Spain. Its full name is Cementerio de Nuestra Señora de la Almudena, in honor of the patron saint of the city. This cemetery is part of the largest funeral complex in Madrid and is located in the district of Carabanchel. The Almudena Cemetery has a rich history dating back to the 19th century, when it was built to meet the needs of Madrid's growing population. Since then, it has witnessed numerous historical moments and significant events for the city. The design of the cemetery combines architectural elements of different styles, reflecting the different periods of its construction and the cultural diversity of Madrid. Among its most outstanding features are its wide tree-lined avenues, imposing mausoleums and funerary sculptures, which testify to the city's artistic wealth and religious devotion. Within the Almudena Cemetery, you can find graves of outstanding personalities of Madrid's history, as well as of anonymous citizens whose lives also left a mark on the community. In addition, it houses pantheons of aristocratic and noble families, as well as sections dedicated to different religious denominations, reflecting the cultural and religious diversity of the city. The Vienna Central Cemetery, known in German as Zentralfriedhof, is one of the largest and most famous cemeteries in Europe. Located in the Simmering district of Vienna, Austria, this cemetery is a place of great cultural and historical importance. The Central Cemetery was opened in 1874 to house the remains of Viennese citizens, regardless of their ethnic origin or social class. Since then, it has become the final resting place of many notable figures, including musicians, artists, scientists, and politicians. One of the most outstanding features of the Vienna Central Cemetery is its impressive architecture and landscaping. Its vast grounds are divided into sections, each with its own style and ambience. The cemetery features tree-lined avenues, manicured gardens, and a variety of monuments and mausoleums, many of which are works of art in their own right. Among the most famous graves is the monument to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, one of the most visited in the cemetery. You can also find the graves of other famous composers, such as Ludwig van Beethoven, Johann Strauss, and Franz Schubert, as well as those of other prominent artists and writers. Vienna Central Cemetery is also known for its unique funerary architecture, which encompasses a variety of styles, from neoclassical to modernist. The tombs and mausoleums are decorated with sculptures, reliefs, and elaborate architectural details, reflecting Vienna's rich culture and history.